How's it going? Hope you guys are doing well. And today we got a couple things to talk about. So right now, I'd say in the last couple of years, we've seen a lot of innovation in making better screens. I don't personally upgrade my TV or monitors very often, but right now things are getting pretty real. And let's be completely honest, there's a monstrous amount of choices out there if you're looking for a display. You've got a ton of different monitor, TV companies, sizes, shapes, panel technologies, each with their downsides, upsides, and of course prices. Now years ago, a TV as a monitor, nah, that's not gonna work. But recently, I think it's began to catch on a bit. Plus, we now have a wider availability of HDMI 2.1 consoles, graphics cards, and this led to LG's C10 and C1 being a really good product that just offered all the baller features you wanted. Now I've gone through the process over the years of replacing my traditional monitors. When I intend on upgrading the setup or a monitor, it's gotta be something that's gonna be worth the money, be reliable, and obviously last for years. And I think a lot of us can definitely agree on that. Now this year, the C2 comes along with the same goal from before, but with LG focusing a bit more on that target demographic. People that want a compact, if you can call a 42-inch compact, awesome OLED display that crushes in image quality and performance. So it's clear that if any display is currently on your radar, you're probably gonna be hunting for something that checks most of the boxes, maybe without the aggressive, cringy gamer branding. Now, what separates the C2 from the rest? Like, what's the actual features that you should be looking for? If we take a look at the exterior design, it's clear that it looks like a TV. It's rocking a newly designed stand, which is much appreciated for desk usage. I think it doesn't sit as high as I'd want it to be, like eye level, nor is it really the most durable legs you're gonna find on a setup. The entire display has very thin borders and features a 4K 120Hz OLED panel in a glossy finish. Now, a lot of the monitors you're gonna find out there are gonna have like a matte anti-glare finish on top of the panel. And you'll notice that in a lot of Apple displays, like the iMac, Studio Display, iPads, iPhones, the image looks crystal clear. And I feel like using a glossy finish on these panels is a major contributor to the overall viewing experience. I get that a lot of people don't like the finish, especially because you gotta deal with reflections. Now, on a panel of this size, I can understand reflections can get annoying. But when you delete this style of coating on a desktop use or gaming display, you don't have the downsides like reducing contrast, color vibrancy, and even the sharpness. I know I'm digging into this a bit, but think about it. A lot of your everyday devices, laptops, smartphones, tablets, they all have glossy displays, and a lot of them look really good because of the lack of that anti-glare coating. And there's also just a massive lack of glossy monitors or even gaming display. I'd say unless you sit in an area where you're seemingly surrounded by open windows or live on the sun, I think you can get away with it. Or just like buy some shades, dude. So when you pair this finish with a 4K OLED, you get some insane visuals. I think LG did a really good job marketing this display to be a bit more gaming focused. I do think they need to improve on the stand situation and maybe shrink down the panel down a hair, because at 42 inches, it's still pretty big. Nowhere near like 48 or 55. Those things are Goliath large for monitors, but you still have to sit at a distance far enough where you don't need to turn your head to look at the corners of the screen. Now, in terms of performance, this absolutely smashes as a gaming display. It literally gives you the feeling of playing games for the first time. Throw up some HDR games on a powerful system, which, by the way, yeah, it's tough to drive this panel at 4K 120Hz without dialing down some settings with even top-of-the-line hardware. But if you can't maintain that 120Hz, the G-Sync and FreeSync support also keeps the gameplay tear-free, and OLED's instant pixel response times keep everything laser fast. You really can't get an appreciation for the image quality you can get out of this display on YouTube. There's only so much this lens and your phone screen and YouTube's compression in between can show you regarding this image quality and the vibrant crispiness and overall depth of the image. Since it's an OLED display, each individual pixel is self-emissive. That means there's no backlight, and if a pixel needs to be black, it literally turns off, which essentially leaves you with infinite contrast, inky blacks, and a ton of depth in the image quality. You do have to tune the picture profiles a bit, but this display also makes as an awesome movie and content consumption screen. Now, I've covered these types of TVs before, but I definitely think that this rendition of the goal of having the ultimate display is as close as we've seen it before. So if you're curious about the rest of the setup I've been using with this monitor, it's pretty straightforward. I kind of allocated most of the budget to the display and then left everything a bit more reserved. And I still think this is my favorite configuration I've landed on so far. It's a standing desk with a Logitech wireless keyboard and a Razer Viper mouse. And the audio setup is also pretty affordable. Edifier was cool enough to send me these G2000 desk speakers and sponsor the video today. And I'd like to mention that these are legitimately awesome speakers for the price. They're on Amazon for about $100 and come from a respected brand that actually makes studio monitors. They did sponsor the video today, but that by no means takes away from how seriously solid they are. The set is super compact for desk setups. They feature little light bars on the back that can splash a bit of color into your setup if you're into it, or you can just turn them off. Now, they also don't look extremely gamery, which can definitely be appreciated in a world of awful device designs. There's a small little adjustment panel that you can configure your lighting and the gaming, movie, and music EQ profiles from, which, by the way, deliver a shockingly powerful sound for their size. The bass has a ton of punch, and you can even connect them via Bluetooth if you want to listen to something on your phone, for example. And if you're rocking an OLED or any other monitor and want some solid audio to go along with your display, without breaking the bank, you can pick these up for around $100. And if you don't believe me, check out the Amazon reviews in the description below. They definitely smoke the built-in audio you'll find on pretty much all of these TVs. Now, I think for the people looking for a panel like this for use as a productivity display are also going to be pleased. There's just a couple catches you're going to have to think about. Number one is that it's an OLED, which means that if you plan on daily driving this display for desktop usage, it's going to require a bit more maintenance to keep it running perfectly. I normally hide the taskbar and dock and try to use a revolving wallpaper as well as using the pixel refresh occasionally. And to this day, I have not experienced burn-in. I think the whole idea of normal display usage, like switching it up with a variety of content, is going to be completely fine for avoiding burn-in. If you're still super concerned, and this is still in the back of your mind, you can also just get an extended warranty. These TVs now do seem to be shipping with the newer WBE panel, so that craziness seems to be better now. And ultimately, I just wanted to do a follow-up update with the overall experience and setup. And now that the holidays are approaching, and Black Friday is like right around the corner, I feel like this is a bit more of a realistic suggestion than it was earlier when it first came out. There's actually a discount on this right now. Whether or not you want to pull the trigger or wait till Black Friday is up to you. But at $1,250 currently, this is still going against some insanely high-end monitors. It's a really great display. You just got to pick it up at a great enough price where it'll be a good pickup. Weigh in on the features you're looking for and what you want to spend, and then decide if this is up your alley. I really like it. I think it's a great panel. You just got to find it at that perfect price. So that's pretty much all I have to say. I think in the future, we're going to see the distinct line between TVs and monitors begin to fade, and I think the C2 is leading that march. That's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.